Yo, what's going on, Facebook world? It's your man FaZe on the barber.
It's your boy Dougie Fresh back in the building.
And we are two men in the shop. Yo, I got a spice one for y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't mentioning no names, because we don't want no problem.
We're going to protect the names of the innocent.
Right. Check it. Today's topic is, would you allow a male or female to live in a household with you?
If you're engaged, like if you're in a relationship or a couple?
I mean, you gotta, okay, in a sense, like, if you have, let's just say in my situation, for example, if I got a girlfriend, right, and then we allow another female to come in, you know what I'm saying, would you want that type of drama? Do you think there might be that type of drama, or would you doing it because you want to help? Like, what do you think? What's your opinion on that?
I would assume.
And don't mind the chips, because, you know, we just freestyle today.
Yeah.
We really don't give a fuck.
Yeah. For me personally, I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart, knowing if I know the person and, you know, they just came on hard times. I got a place to stay and they just need some help. Yeah, perfect. I don't mind doing it. Now, if I got a handle on their history and it's seen as a pattern that something's going on, very limited, you know, interaction, because hey, my life isn't going to be stopped by you.
So you saying, if you had a friend that was in dire need, and she needed to stay with you for a little while in your household with your fiance and yourself, and she has a bad history, you would still allow that shit? I'm not fucking doing it. If I know the motherfucker got a history, I'm not doing it.
I got you.
The whole time, it's almost like this. Breaking down the example.
The human in you just wants to help.
Now, don't get me wrong. That's what I want to do because I'm a helpful individual. I just love to help people because I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from. But anyway,
Human nature.
well, it's in my human nature and in your human nature, because there's a lot of people out here that ain't in their human nature.
Hell no, I ain't doing that.
You know, them niggas don't deal with humanity whatsoever. But the fact of the matter is, of course I want to help, but I know that it will cause conflict in my household, because if I know this motherfucker's a whole ass nigga, no offense to, and no point in taking to anybody who think that word applies to them.
Yes.
Right? And little things can make your girlfriend, your fiance, or your wife jealous, to where almost like if you catering towards that person, not saying that you going out your way to cater to that person, it could be to the point like if you sat there and the motherfucker was coming in with groceries, and as a man you was brought up a certain type of way from you want to help out.
Yeah, if you go buy breakfast and you're like, well, they live there too for now, let me buy them breakfast.
That can cause problems with your girlfriend, especially if she's dealing with some type of insecurities for whatever the situation is, and she tell you, nah, nigga, don't fucking help her. Don't you fucking help her. You're like, where the fuck did this even come from?
I got you.
I don't want her to feel some type of way to the point where you can probably feel like you're not doing anything or you don't mean anything. But in her mindset, she might, oh shit, this motherfucker like me. And that's how things start up.
I mean,
I get it. Because it starts that way.
Yeah, I understand both ways. A person who's insecure saying, hey, that's their assumption is this person likes you or I.
That's their assumption.
On the other hand, the other person that sees that, what I'm assuming is in their mind, I like that. That's human of someone to do that. That's great that he's doing it, and I want to be around someone that's doing that, or be in a relationship with someone that's doing that. And so, but for some females and guys, that connection doesn't. It's like, oh, this person's just doing it just to be human, and they're like, oh no, I like this person because they're doing it.
Now, if your fiance told you she don't want you doing that shit, how would that make you feel? Because those values you grew up on, right?
Initially, yeah, I would want to defend myself, but I would have to.
Why?
Because
now I'm asking you because I can relate to what you're saying, but I want another perspective.
not only because I grew up like that, but because instinctually, that's what you're supposed to do. Martin Luther King, he would go into people's homes. He wouldn't leave without a plate.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter who you are. And the Bible says, "Love your enemy as you love yourself." It doesn't matter. Now, granted, it's human for us to say, "I own this person. This is my man. This is that." I'm secure enough in myself to know to say, "Okay, we need to have a conversation. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart. This means nothing else to me. Now, if this means something to you, we're gonna meet. All three of us gonna have to have a talk. And if it's still not, reconciled, then you're gonna have to leave. But what I'm not gonna do is allow someone to tell me,
Your fiance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna allow her to tell me, don't do this because that's who I am. I'm never gonna tell you can't or shouldn't do something because you know what's right and what's good.
Boy.
For example. Damn it. There is the celebrity crush thing. Like if she goes, she sees what's the dude's name?
Oh, you're talking about just in general?
In general.
Okay.
Yeah, she has a celebrity crush on Shamar Moore, I think. Yeah. No, Trey Songz. That's it. She says, he come in here, he asked me on a date. I'm going on a date. If he asked me to go to the bedroom, different story. I said, cool. I know you. You're on a date, you're like, hey, I'm with Trey Songz. Like, I can ask him all these questions. She's not thinking, oh, bedroom. He might be thinking bedroom. Now that he has a kid, it's probably a little
because
different.
it's an insecurity. He's a singer.
Yeah.
He got a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's wooing the women.
Yeah. There's something about him that, hey, he's got it. For me, if it was Jessica Alba, she just looks good. Wonderful looking woman. She's a mom. She's a great business owner. I'm going in with, hey, this is a great person. Not she's just hot and sexy. That's just a side benefit.
I don't know, but you do feel some type of way about it.
I do.
What's that lady's name? Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot. Oh. Woo. My boy Ashton. Shout out to my boy Ashton Hammond out in California.
My God, bro.
He saw that movie 3 different times just to solidify that image in his mind because that's a good looking woman.
Bro, she is beautiful.
Let's say
I fell in love out of the blue.
Who is your girl's celebrity crush?
Well, my celebrity crush was
Who is hers? If she tells
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. So
she loves Chris. I love Chris Brown too, though.
Okay.
No homo. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Stop saying that shit.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm still street.
Good singer, good looking brother. So let's just say Chris needs a place to stay. He's in town to do a thing.
It's outside interference. He's not getting a haircut anyway because he didn't fill out an appointment slip.
Yeah.
So that's his fucking problem.
Yeah. You gotta follow.
Shout out to him that's out there.
Follow the protocol.
Yeah.
He's
Chris Brown.
He's real legit right now.
I mean, not just legit. I'm structuring my life.
Yeah. He has a protocol that people have to go through now. It's not just a walk-in process. It's, hey, I got books. Sign the book. Bam.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And you pay for it. But Chris Brown is in town to do a show. He needs a place to stay for a week. Your lady loves him. Would you let him in? And he's got that thing about him, that aura. Doesn't matter who the girl is.
Now, mind you, Chris Brown got a lot of money, so I wouldn't let him stay in my house. I'm just keeping it funky because he got money, and there's no need for him to stay in my fucking house.
I got justification.
I mean, we're just thinking logic.
I got you.
Now, let's just say, God forbid, we had a house somewhere.
Nice home.
And it's a nice home, and his car broke down.
Yeah. He drove his Lambo down,
and these are natural situations where a person's car could break down, and they knock on your door, and then the tow truck may not get there until the next day.
Yeah.
But you go to work that night. Ooh. I'm like, hold on for a minute.
Hey, I'm gonna call him.
Hey, hey, boss man, what's happening? Listen, something just came up. you're not gonna believe this, but I'm gonna show you the pictures when I get to work tomorrow night. Yeah, but I can't come in tonight. And he's like, listen, I'm gonna need you tonight. If you don't come in tonight, man, well, I'm just gonna fire you. Man, listen, that's a tough one, boss. But I guess you're gonna have to fire me on this one because listen, it's important. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
He will lose the job.
I can't do it because I'm saying to you, my chick.
Is Chris Brown single too, right?
I don't give a fuck if
so.
he was or not. My chick is infatuated, in love, literally.
Yeah.
She went to his concerts. Like, she loves this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now, do I have that much confidence in my girlfriend, bro? Nah.
That's shrewd honesty. I like that.
I'm gonna keep it funky with you, bro. I know the whole time I'm gonna be sitting here. I'm like, that nigga's probably in that motherfucker singing to her right now and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can you sing something for me real quick?
He's like, yo, can I go in the shower? And she's like, yeah. He come out. You know how he be in them videos with grease all over his fucking chest, and he's moving, doing all this shit. And she's sitting there, and I'm over here calling the phone and texting her, yo, what's going on in there and shit. She ain't answering. I don't have that confidence in my girl when it comes to Chris Brown. I just don't. I don't know her long enough to say I have that much confidence.
I can say for sure that it's gonna be hard because I got my male ego. It's still there. We all have it.
Super ego.
You have it. You can't deny that you don't have one. You're always working on it. However, if Shamama walked into his car broke down, his Maybach broke down for whatever. I'm surprised that will break down anyway. But it broke down in front of the place. He said, Hey, I called the tow truck. My car broke down. I need a place to stay tonight for the tow truck. Yeah.
You're not going into work. You calling them right then and there, talking about, listen, I'm not coming in.
Yeah, I'm sick. I got coronavirus.
Yeah. You like
Do we quarantine?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I went. I don't know. My head's been spinning. I got a headache. I think I got the COVID-19, but I'm gonna get checked out tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not coming in tonight. All right. See you later.
And I'm staying up the entire night. You're sleeping right next to me. I'm sleeping near the door.
You gonna chain her ankle?
For real. Chain it to the bed.
Where you going?
I'm sitting.
Yeah, I got you all right. Got you chained.
I'm sitting in front of I'm sitting with the door closed, and I'm sitting next to the door. Like, you can't come in. And I'm like, okay. I'm probably watching one of his shows. I'm watching SWAT. Like, this dude just came into my house.
I know realistically and morally that as an individual, I'm supposed to trust myself first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And I know and understand that I'm supposed to trust in her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm still human. I'm still trying to get over hurdles. I still have insecurities myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up and going through my experiences, I know that people cannot be true to who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? In my case, I'm not saying in your case, I'm just saying in my case because of the fact that the people I've dealt with, you know what I'm saying, was very dishonest.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would say the same. There's some, even though I grew up a little differently, I can say the same that there's some.
Yeah, I was concrete, and his grass was pretty much green. Everybody wanted to go to his house.
No,
that's how
I can tell you. I can be very
green
honest.
Grass.
I can tell you this. My mom, she came from she was married twice. Once before my dad got with my dad. That was an abusive marriage that she was in the first time. So she brought all the emotion and the baggage onto this marriage. And my dad said, when they got pregnant with me, was she was afraid he was gonna leave, and I was like, Ma. And he told her straight face, I'm not going anywhere. She had that puzzled look on his face, and I said, yeah, I know where I get this calmness about me from. But that when I say that, you say that my grass is greener.
I was just fucking with you.
I got you.
But he probably took it seriously.
No, yeah.
I
wanted to make sure.
Even though it was, I'm not gonna sit here in front.
It
was greener on his
relatively side. Greener than somebody else's.
Yeah, a lot of trees over there.
I had some trees. I had a couple of pine trees.
Yeah.
But hey, they kept us away. They kept us, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She made sure I didn't have a whole lot of outside contact because she wanted to make sure her two sons grew up with certain morals, values, X, Y, and Z, and when they got into the world that they can produce. And so when she let other people in the house, she understood. When my parents let other people in the house, they had to have some sort of grasp of, okay, while I'm at Mr. and Mickey and Mrs. Gibson's house, their two sons that are very young are there. I have to make sure that they understand that I'm there for a little while. I have X, Y, and Z going on, and if I'm gonna be in there, I'm gonna influence their son or their sons. So I was like, the people that came over was family, two family members, and a family friend, a soldier that my dad knew that was moving from somewhere up north, and then he was transitioning to go to USC at the time, and he didn't have a place to stay for a little while. That was it. Now, right now, because I'm out of the house, we've had friends stay over. No issues. All of her friends. I hadn't had any friends besides you come over and cut my hair, but for the most part, I'm very secure about that, about those situations. Now, people slip. They see something, man, oh, it's different. They never saw that side of you, just like, oh, wow, this is a different person.
You can always open up that door in a woman, especially if you ran that course. It's almost like you knowing your woman. So, like, in a sense, you ran that course because you already know her. But somebody can come in and woo something else out of them, that you unlock something out of them that you didn't even know was there.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
This is my home.
That's my fucking Snapple. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's different strokes for different folks. And I have yet to find out every nook and cranny of my lady. Been together almost a decade.
That's a long fucking time.
8 years, dude. So
that's a long time. Not saying I ain't been
you were in prison 13 years.
I mean, yeah, I was.
He was in prison.
I mean, I don't know why they came out that way, but you know, I was in a marriage for that long, 13 years. So yeah, but you know, it's ain't about me though.
I mean, think about it with the entanglement thing with Will and Jada. I mean,
we should have spoke on that shit.
We can't.
I didn't even. You know what? We can talk about that. Let me tell you something.
First of all,
let me tell you something. I had to fucking like grab my forehead so many times.
I didn't understand it at first. What was going on? I was like, they've always been married. So what is this about this open marriage?
We always now, based on how Will was acting, I said I thought they had an open marriage. That fucked me up.
He acting?
Bro, it was like. Now, of course, this was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it surfaced because of August and his fucking sensitivity.
Yes. But they were. I didn't know they were separated. So I was like, what the hell?
Of course, because they kept that out of the eyes of the public.
They kept the separation. Yes.
They kept that. You know what I'm saying, to themselves. And so we always knew that they were together. We always thought like, okay, well, Will's probably doing a movie over here, and you know what I'm saying. So they still together. We don't know, but until they exposed that they were separated, and she said, in my head, motherfucker, you make a lot of money, you always gone, and at the end of the day, I was lonely, because a woman and a man, like, I don't want to be biased, right? But I know. If you are not there in the physical, a woman is going to step out on you.
Emotionally and physically, yeah.
Because it's the emotional part first. The mental is like, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
You're struggling. It's a mental struggle for a woman to step out. Even like when an abuser says, hey, you know, they abuse you, then they tell you I love you, and it's real passionate.
Right.
They attach the emotion to that, and they can't leave. So
the word that she used, she was like, "Yeah, I was in a entanglement." And he was like, "What the fuck?
Well, no,
is that what they call it?
It's an affair."
So he's looking at it like, and then I'm trying to, overanalyze her language and her meanings. I'm trying to look for key points of her
She's structured.
justification.
She can structure that thing on the fly really good.
Well, they teach her that. The publicists, they teach them all that shit. So, but you when you go to therapy and you read, you can analyze a bullshitter right there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, both of y'all was fucking. Why are you going to blame it? She's not taking any as a
Responsibility.
Thank you. Like, if you fucked this nigga, right?
Yeah.
Just said you fucked him.
Yeah.
She coming from a perspective of a public figure. She's like, oh, I was in an entanglement. Saying to other women, I was struggling with who I am. So I did what the fuck I had to do because I was around him all the time. Mind you, he was sick, so the feminine side of me had to care for him. As he got better, this nigga singing to her and shit, and he fucked her.
Okay. Time out. Not saying you don't know yourself. You do. You know innately. Hey, and she was right. Women have that nurturing feel about them, that nurturing aura about them. Completely understand you want to help somebody. That's why if babe says, "Hey, your sister," when a sister comes down and she want to stay at the crib, come on.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. No problems at all. When you say you don't know yourself,
she was lying the whole fucking time.
That too. And what I'm saying is, what I want to get to as a point is, she's around a public figure that is well known, and people who love to be entertained, they assume Will is the figurehead. So you base Jada's identity off of what you see in Will.
I mean, she had a lot of fucking idle time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, she had so much idle time, and they were friends from the beginning. Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
She was caring for him, so obviously they had a lot of conversations amongst each other.
And I would assume, but people were saying that Will was in the house and he gave them permission.
No, that's what. Okay, here's the fact from what I saw. When August Alsina went to Will Smith, right? He didn't know that they were separated. Because Jada didn't tell him.
Okay.
No, let's just say at the end of the day, I believe Jada told him. Because the obvious is, if he's not around, any man intellect would sit there and like, oh, what's going on with you and Will? But no.
Oh,
he's he's always over there, but he doesn't see Will. He said, yo, what the fuck? What's going on with you and Will? I'll never see him over there. Oh, well, we going through. So all those conversations would consist of what's going on in between her world, in her heart, and in her marriage with Will. So he knows all that. So after things start happening and then things smacked and went together, he felt guilty. A gangster, straight up and down. He went to Will like he said. Because Will admitted that he came to me. So I'm like, okay, well, that's true. And he was like, yo, I'm hoping that I can get your blessings, because he thought that they were over with. That's why he went to Will, because he's explaining how he feels about Jada. He's like, damn, I'm in love with this motherfucker. Well, I know you the biggest thing on earth. You know what I'm saying? You get all the bitches, you got all the money. She don't want to fuck with you no more. I'm asking for your blessings. Well, he's like, because he's on a higher thought process. If a motherfucker's going to do what they're going to do, and a motherfucker want to leave me, they're going to do it. I can't force them. They got to want that.
That's the choice. Yeah.
Right. So that's his mindset. So he like, I give you my blessings, man, if that's what it is. So now he's like, oh shit, Will. He's like, what the fuck is going on? I got to call Jada. Now they're going back and forth and this, that, and third. And she starts feeling guilty. Because now she's like, damn, I'm this public figure. I love my family. I'm right and exacting things. And, you know, I got a brand. And I'm not losing this, because at the end of the day, if this surface, I can get in trouble. Because she knows she's dealing with a young mind. Because he went out on them shows and started talking about it, and it surfaced. So she had to come together with the red table and have Will there, and they sit there and they talk about it to X things out, so the community be like, okay, well, we see what happened and shit like that, because we wanted to know. So she told the nigga straight up and down, yo, I'm gonna keep it funky with you, man. It's a rap. Can't do this no more. Breaks her heart. She breaks his heart. Whatever happened from there, he goes on a purge emotionally and just starts talking about all type of shit, and comes out with that song, Entanglement. That's it right there.
Wow. I didn't see the last part, but from what I see is a lot of folks are getting on well. Like, the black man should not be sensitive, should always be strong, is an equivalent to, you gotta be King Kong, Denzel King Kong, and in the movie.
The way he handles shit, bro, I'm striving to be like that.
Where you can sit down and have a conversation.
Without being angry,
Yeah.
without being upset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, at the end of the day, man, that's my wife. She gonna do what she wanna do, man. If that's the case, I give her my blessings. But I'm not gonna sit there and hinder myself emotionally and destroy, whatever I can have in the future.
Yeah, because your self-image is your self-image of how you see yourself moving on.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, no matter what the result is of this marriage, I can move on. Because a lot of folks get into marriage thinking, well, this is together. It is. It's a commitment on both parts.
Mm-hmm.
That, hey, it has to last, and every day is a choice to stay together. The minute somebody moves on, the other person has a choice to make. That, hey, I want this to work. Do you want this to work? Yes or no? If you don't, cool. Let's move on. The emotions come into play because you got history. However,
Long time.
Yeah. I can say honestly, even though I'm not going through it, and I'm sure I never will, that if that would happen, I would be down for about maybe a day or two and be like, okay, it's time for Doug to get out, move on, because I don't want to bring that baggage into my next thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. But now while I'm here, I make a conscious decision every day. Bam, 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 bam. No matter what happens. We lose money, somebody comes in and says something, boom, boom, boom. That's why if somebody comes into my house and wants to stay there, I'm cool. Like, the human in me just wants to help. I don't let anything else, my emotion about whatever's going on in the past, hey, that's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pattern. Now, if it was recent, yeah, okay, we got to work. Hey, these are the ground rules, X, Y, and Z. You violate
But
them,
you're supposed
done.
to establish those ground rules, right?
Yeah.
From the gate.
get-go. Yeah.
Not this family.
As it goes on.
The kids. It's like, yo, if you invite someone in your house, you
Good.
lay down the rules. How long you gonna be here? Oh, I'm gonna be here like 6 months. Okay, well, 6 months, this is what you're gonna have to do. You may not like this, but bills cost.
Mm-hmm.
And you staying in here, you have to compensate me with contribute with some form of money, because you can't stay here for free. You staying here long periods of time, you're using up a lot of water and you're using up a lot of power. That's going to be the biggest bill. You pay for your own food. So you're going to have to contribute. Okay, too. If she's talking to the girl and then, oh, I got a boyfriend there and we living, this is how things are going down. You're not fucking him. We're just going to put that shit straight out there just in case you probably think. You know what I'm saying? When he's home, I'm home. I'm not leaving him in the house with you because I don't want y'all getting familiar, and I don't want you fucking him in your mind first.
Mm-hmm.
Because it starts from there.
You don't want that imagination to go wild.
You understand what I'm saying? And you lay those rules out. Like, what date? 6 months? Okay, you out of here this month. Okay, I'm gonna need my weekends. So whatever you gotta do, get the fuck out of here, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can come back Sunday night, but I need those days. You know what I'm saying? I need personal space. So we have to establish these things, because anything is possible. When you're having a conversation such as Jada Pinkett and August, and you're around each other for so long, you develop some type of feeling for that person.
Okay.
Then you start becoming attracted to that person in whatever way emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, next thing you know, you looking for opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You could be in a motherfucking bathroom or the kitchen, and your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend ain't there, and the motherfucker, you turn around thinking you washing dishes, and that motherfucker butt ass nigga, you like, oh shit, the fuck is going on? Nigga, you know what it is, man. you've been smiling at me, being nice and all this other shit. Come hit this pussy. And you know, as a man, you sitting there, you like, no, don't do this to me, man. You know I love my girl, man. And the motherfucker come over to you, grab your fucking face and shit, and rip your shirt off, and snatch your fucking pants off. You like, yo, what the fuck you doing?
Shit,
and
I'm
the nigga
running.
go down on you.
Shit, I'm running.
But that's just a ignorant scenario in my head. But I'm just saying, little things can actually get you caught out there. You understand what I'm saying? Me, I'm just not fucking doing it. I got brothers now. My brothers are different. You know what I'm saying? They already know how I am. At the end of the day, if anything happened, they needed a spot, they know not to go in this bathroom. They know not to use up the water, lights, whatever. You stay out my way, I stay out your way, and you out of here. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how things are. You know what I'm saying? Now, any of my old girlfriends and shit like that, motherfuckers car breakdown, I'm like, listen, man, I could drop you down the street, or my chick could drop you down the street, down the road, rather, and you can stay in a hotel, your car here until the people get here, but you can't stay here. She's not having it.
I got you.
She's not having it. I'm sorry. Oh, she running shit. Call it what you want, but I don't want no problems with this nigga while you're here. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta get the fuck up out of here. And shit
I
like
can
that.
imagine dating that decision. It's just like, you know what to do.
I'm just saying. I'm
You know
not,
what to do.
Listen, and the thing is, I respect how she is, man, because I genuinely love her. I think some of the shit that she say is fucking hilarious and crazy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I would rather see her smile and not have her anxiety up if some woman happens to come fucking stay with us. You know what I'm saying? And then she's feeling crazy, and I can't deal with that shit, bro. Like, literally, I'd rather not be. I'd rather not deal with that. So it is what it is. She don't want you here, nigga. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I'm sorry, man. If it was up to me, you probably be in some hotel somewhere, whatever the case may be. But, yo, you gotta get the fuck up out of here. That's my girl.
That's true. She has room to grow, so she can. Her self-esteem and her self-image and insecurities will fall as time goes on. But for now, you're out of here. Sorry.
I mean, you know, it is what it is on that note and shit. But okay, we got enough time still.
I got you.
But the thing is, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, it's, you got your goods and your bads and your wrongs, your rights. But at the same time, if you really trying to keep peace in your household, some things you just can't allow. You know what I mean? Even if your feelings are for that person, you don't want to see that person in the street or whatever the case would be. Yo, man, I understand, but you know, I'm fucking with my wife or my girlfriend on this one. Yo, you can't be here. Cause at the end of the day, you could be a motherfucking soldier or a silent motherfucking killer in self-control. She's gonna always feel some type of way, my chick. So I'd rather not her feel some type of way, and I'd rather you just go down the street.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. I would say the same. My lady is definitely stronger. However, I know that female instinct is like, hey, this is not say my property. I mean, like, she owns me, but she feels obligated.
She's obligated
to protect me as I am to her, and so yeah. If she knows you and you good, we good. But if you're not, sorry, bro.
Yo, so I mean, that was just a little, you know, topic I wanted to talk about to see your perspective, you know, and kind of get some clarification, because at the end of the day, you know, we always catering to the women. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you say.
We are catering to them, and it's like the more you cater to them, the more you take or you lose pieces of yourself. Because it's like, you know what? It ain't about me as an individual. It's about her. And I guess to keep fucking peace.
A good topic is for I guess another episode is that same that idea that as we sacrifice and give of ourselves and our quote unquote power or initiative, whatever you want to call it, what do we get in return? Because I would venture to say the general population of women would say, well, I give you what you want. Well, that
That shit's crazy, bro.
I would assume that's just a given.
That mindset right there, I don't know where the fuck they get that shit from.
I don't either.
Because it's like, you giving me the same thing I'm giving you, unless you like the opposite.
That's true.
I mean, I'm confused. Like, that's not a trophy just to get it.
That's not a reward.
You know what I'm saying? I don't hit you 1,000 times. Like, okay, and you feel what I'm saying? I tell you like this. I think I said something to Dana one time. I said, yo, as a man, I feel, and maybe some men, we want a woman to encourage us and listen to us.
That's probably those are two, in my opinion, are two of the biggest things. Like, we already get a bad rep for not feeling anything.
Right.
Like, as soon as especially a black man feels something, oh, he a bitch or he a pussy. That's the first thing you hear in the barbershop. Man, you a little bitch.
Oh,
that's the first thing you hear.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Especially older men.
They don't recognize it. Like, are you?
What? You said you love? You said you love her to her face? I'm like, yeah.
Because a lot of us don't see that growing up or see that in the household, so we think that's kind of like a sensitive trait that a man shouldn't have. But you know, as you get older and you start getting to know yourself and getting to know life and your awareness on your environment, you know,
expands.
It's okay to be vulnerable, to speak and say, listen, I don't like the way you treat me. Instead of saying, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Don't be talking to me like that. That's the wrong way to come at somebody, because it's like they looking at you like, oh shit, this motherfucker cursing at me. Now he's aggressive. I don't like his fucking his level of anxiety. I got problems with this motherfucker. But if you sit there and you say, listen, I really didn't like the way you talked to me in front of somebody. You know, I felt like you was demeaning me, making me feel less than a man, and I really don't like that. Now, she like, well, what do you didn't like about it? I mean, shit, you know I'm having a hard time working. I ain't got no job. And you going to sit there and you going to tell people that you the breadwinner, you the head of household. Like, why would you even fucking say some shit like that? And these are scenarios that's happening every day.
Exactly.
I've been through it. And her nonchalantly just sitting there just talking to her peers. You at a fucking event and you're sitting there holding your fucking drink, and she's, yeah, I make $90,000 a year. I bought a house over here. I had paid this realty company, and everybody in their mind like,
where he at?
I didn't hear him in any of what you're saying.
Yeah, I thought this was a marriage.
Right, and then now you sitting there, you like, excuse me, I'm gonna go over here and get me something to drink, and you feel less than who you are because she didn't say, listen, we did this together. She said, I.
The idea of a unit is only beneficial to the person who internalizes the idea of a unit. I've seen it for 30 years, so I've seen my parents do it, and they've been together for 30 years. I've seen it for almost 30 myself. However, when I tell someone about it, it's almost like, well, the family unit means you're keeping it in the family. Yeah. The idea of her as a unit is, okay, everybody that's really nice to us, that's involved, wants to see us grow, and, they're family. Similarities on both ends. But when I say, when I tell her something, like this morning I asked her this morning. I think how she felt that she couldn't teach a certain subject. She felt she couldn't teach anyone about how to grow their self-image. I said, babe, you've been studying this material for a while now. You should be fine. You'll be fine. And she said, well, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a salesman. I'm like, babe, your idea of a salesman is really misconstrued. A salesman to you is someone who's sleazy, that tells you all the shit you need that you don't need to hear, and he's pushing. You are a salesperson. You sold me on the idea of getting married. You sold me on the idea of kissing you. You sold me on the idea of getting with you and staying with you. You sold me on this. We're all innate salesmen. We just don't know we meet the criteria.
I mean, you could just tell her, like, what would you tell your 16-year-old daughter?
Exactly. That's a teacher. You're a teacher.
You're a teacher.
So and it clicked. But I told if I had yelled at her, I said, "Babe," and I said this. I said, "Are you fucking serious?" And I said it real light because I was about to scream. I was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? Where is that coming from?" Because that's not my lady. Because I'm trying to get her to stop the thinking, not thinking to myself, "Oh, she doesn't like that." I'm thinking in my brain, she needs to stop. Because that's what I do to myself. I have to yell at myself to stop. Because if I don't get aggressive, I'm going to keep pushing the idea in my head that I can't do something. So for her, I was like, oh, okay, babe, you can do this. Slow down. I said, babe, go to my parents' house. The library was closed. My parents weren't home at the time. And just go there, study, do what you need to do, come back home. We're good. I get on a phone call. We're good. And she told me, and I said, how'd you feel about that last night? She said, I get it now. My old image of myself creeps in every once in a while because my way of growing is saying, okay, hey, and internally I'm supposed to grow. I know I'm supposed to grow mentally, but internally, it's like I gotta push back because I want to be comfortable again. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to teach anybody. Not realizing you're doing it. As soon as you become aware of it, like when someone doesn't trust you, like, oh, I didn't trust you. Oh, that's it. And you have to remain open. And a lot of folks, whether they want to know it or not, believe it or not, they don't know a lot. They don't know how to do what they know how to do. We're in school, but we don't know how to do what we're learning in school. Why do you think so many salesmen have all this training but don't become great salesmen?
Yeah.
People that want to become barbers and are really quiet don't become great barbers because they don't understand you have to become a people person. You have to step in.
Absolutely.
You have to step in and fail at least a couple of times to get it. You have to. That's how you learn. It's experiential. She got on the phone call today. She was good. The guy was African. She was talking to him about his portfolio for LinkedIn, and it was hard to communicate because thick accent, dialect, and everything. And she was like, hey, just keep in contact with me on LinkedIn. If you want to learn more about what we got going on, boom, boom, boom. Cool. And she said, I was just glad to get on the phone. I was like, that's my girl. So that's it for her and for Dana. I know she'll get to the point where she's like, man, whatever. Bring them in. These are the rules. If you don't like them, get the fuck out.
She told me straight now.
'Cause I feel
there's no females coming in this motherfucker
anymore.
She said, if it's your brothers or whatever.
Okay. She set rules for you.
She set rules for me, and I'm just like.
But if so, let's say your brother, when he comes home, he wants to, he needs a place to stay for a little while. Are there going to be rules from her?
Nah, she's not gonna enforce them. I'm gonna enforce them because she would feel like she's out of pocket. Like if
because
she went
it's not her relative.
Yeah, it's not her relative, and
I'm not sure if you're gonna be married at the time, but
yeah, we're gonna get married eventually in the future. You know what I'm saying? Things gonna take its time, but she would allow that. And if anything had got out of the point, if that actually happened, she would address me, and then we'd probably have to sit down, and just so everybody can get the perspective on what's going on in the environment, and then go from there. But other than that, no, she's not letting she's not saying it was her, but she's not gonna let no female come in the household.
Even if it's her friends?
She's not gonna let them in there.
Wow. Just because you look so good?
I mean, I don't feel I look like anything. I'm just saying it's just the fact that women can get enticed.
You got a swag about you, bro.
I probably do, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying my thing is like women know women, and they know if you sitting there and you got everything where you need to be. Women are basically inspired, and they start looking at their dudes and like, this motherfucker really ain't shit. Like, damn, this motherfucker. So they make comparisons, and then they can make little gestures, and then they might be like, shit, I don't think he's for her. I think he's for me.
Now, you going out way out left field for that idea.
No, but that's how a lot of men and women think, bro. A lot of men and women, they think that way, and then boom, Either I'm somewhere or she's
like
somewhere, and you having a conversation, and the shit could be like an hour.
It's almost like you got a glimpse of the grass is green on the other side. You like, I got the opportunity. It's a small opening. I got to
Bro,
take
I
it.
watch a lot of movies.
You like the movies? They take that?
I watch a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of real life scenarios. It's real out here in these streets, people.
I mean, for example, I saw the movie, what is it? Obsessed with Idris and Beyonce.
Crazy.
And I said, when I watched
That
it at
shit was
13,
crazy.
I remember when I watched it, I was 13 years old. And I said to myself, I cannot date a white woman. And I did not know where that came from.
That motherfucker was bad though.
Yeah. But
Listen, you gotta look at, we're not talking about personally. We're looking at the whole scenario for what it is. Cause he was kinda like blocking her. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing? I'm over here. But it was her being persistent. And women, they got this persistence in them. And then
we all got it,
but women, they you can't come on to a woman the way a woman can come on to a man. You're going to jail. Straight up and down, bro. If that was the case, it'd be mad motherfuckers out here, you know what I'm saying, walking up on women, kissing them and then hugging them and shit, and they, you know what I mean? It's a total difference. We're like, yo,
it's
shit, what the fuck you doing?
It's seen as aggressive for a man to do it. It's seen as persistent for a woman to do it.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So they got those two things fucked up. I don't know. I don't understand, but it is what it is. And they got a way of being persistent, man.
That's what I said. And I said to myself, I saw myself in Idris's, in his role as someone who was doing real well, had a family, had kids, and a great wife, great relationship and marriage. And then all you're trying to do is give this assistant, a new assistant, a great experience. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But she's taking it as
Beyonce seen it though. She fucking seen that shit. She was like, because Beyonce was in her predicament.
Yeah. She was an assistant. She was his assistant.
Yeah, she was his assistant back then, and that's how they got together.
Yeah,
and then she looking at her like, oh, I know he gonna be away all the time on trips and long hours, and he's with you. Nah. So that's why she was throwing shade at her. So, but what I'm saying to you guys out there is this. If you're gonna help a female or male or family member, know who you're dealing with first.
Exactly.
Don't just out of the blue emotionally say, you know what, I'm just gonna give a helping hand to this person because I don't want this person to be in the street, because you don't know who people really are in their heads.
You can't see it.
You don't know what they feel. They can say, oh yeah, I'm out of there in 6 months. Don't even worry about it. Next thing you know, you walk in the motherfucking house and her legs cocked open and shit. She's like, what's happening? You feel what I'm saying? Or you could be in scenarios. Here's some real life scenarios that people go through every day in court. A female like, yo, if you don't do this, I'm going to say you raped me. Or I'm going to say you touched me. Just to disturb the environment. And now, especially if you know your girl is, or your guy is insecure and they dealing with a whole lot of shit in their mind, and that person comes to them with, yo, this motherfucker touched me. And then you come in the house and say, yo, babe, what's going on? She,
Wow.
yo, what the fuck is going on? Fuck you hit me for?
I can see it happening here.
Yeah. My homegirl said you touched her. What the fuck you talking about? I didn't touch that bitch. She was in the room.
And then you
she was in the room.
You got all these cameras in the house now.
Right, and you like, hold on. Why you didn't tell me she was in the room? Bitch, I didn't fuck that. You see what I'm saying? And then motherfuckers can come prey on that shit, because that shit happened with Idris. That's real life situations, bro. That ain't make believe. That's real.
And as soon as I was like, and it was bad because I was 13, and it lasted for a long time.
It's fucking crazy, you know, when you saying, you know, that movie came out and you was 13.
Think about this.
The fuck?
Think about this. All the movies that are seen from what they're filmed here about black folks is usually seen as negative work. The gangster, it's always a negative imagery of us. They send it out east, and then what happens when they meet us? Oh, I didn't know they were like that. So, and these are older folks now. So their experience is different. Now, granted, mine it was just, oh, it was a thing, and then when I started interacting with interacting with white women at in college and stuff, oh, they're great. It's just a movie. But most people think, oh, that movie is real.
Listen, these producers,
They are very creative.
they would sit there and really take who you are and your image and blow it up. And the reason why we're so much out there in the open because they feel they can make more money off of us and publicizing our lifestyle when they have the same shit. You seen White Boy Rick?
Yeah, same thing.
You know he just came home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? He's a kingpin. He's a drug dealer, just like Al Paul and Nicky Barnes and you know what I'm saying, Frank Lucas and shit. They
Yeah.
just take these stories because there's many of us that will pay money to see these things when they will pay to see White Boy fucking Rick. These scenarios are no different than other people. I'm telling you straight up and down. But to conclude, my thing is like, just always know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And don't just emotionally allow somebody to come in your house because you feel sorry, because that could be the wrong move.
Yeah, I agree with that. That you have to remain objective and neutral in those situations. If it's family and they going somewhere, they got a plan, some sort of plan. Hey, little man, let's sit down. How can I help you get the plan so that you can move forward, so you're not enticed to stay here? That's what I would do. Hey, what you got going on, so we can see how we can benefit you getting out on your own. Because as soon as you get comfortable, oh, yeah, we got to do something about that. So, yeah, I agree with you. You got to remain neutral, no emotional decisions, and a good point for the rest of your life. Understand decision making for anyone who's a winner or successful is never made emotional. It's always quick and decisive, knowing that it could work and believing that it'll work. That's it. If someone says they got a plan, you may not believe it. They got a plan and they're going to get it. Get it.
That's
Let
it.
them in. They're going to do it. But, yeah, man. That's it.
So with that being said, man, it's your man Faze on the
It's
Barber.
your boy Dougie Fresh.
And we are 2 Men in the Shop.
Peace.